Alex, thank you very much for sparing the time and coming to campus. And in fact, I should say welcome back to campus because you were an MBA student here more than 10 years ago. You're now an entrepreneur, working in a very important area, which is clean energy.
Yes.
But actually, when you were on campus, that's when you first got involved in this idea of carbon neutrality and so on.
Yes.
To start with, tell us a little bit about your experience when you were an MBA student here and what you had done.
Talking about the project we have done in campus like 2011 to 2012, actually at that time we take leadership classes. So Eric and Robert, of that time classmate, we think about this idea to make CEIBS campus to become carbon neutralized. We do a lot of research. We think this is perfectly right for the MBA students to do in the campus. So the first step is that you need to calculate how many tons of carbon released from this campus every year. So we take a lot of actions to do the calculations. So when we finished the first step, we invited the SGS organization to give the audit on this number. They need to be accurate and fair. So after the first step, we take the second step is to do the carbon reduction. So we persuade the teachers, the professors, the students, everyone to join this kind of activity. Like when you go to classroom, you surely make yourself to turn off the lights. This kind of very small actions. We even do plant trees in Neiman province to reduce carbon. So after the second step, we need to take the last and the most important actions to finish the project is the carbon neutralization. For the rest part of carbons that you cannot reduce, surely you cannot reduce, you need to buy some green quota. As the students, actually, we do not have efficient money to buy the carbon quota. So we talk to some classmates in the campus, some companies. They are very interested and they very supportive of activities. So like 2 or 3 firms, they very generously donate money for us to buy the green quota to neutralize this kind of carbon. So after all these 3 steps, we make CEIBS in 2011 to 2012 to become a carbon neutral. Actually, it is the first carbon neutralized MBA campus in all the world. So we are very excited and we are very proud. So after about 1 year, we submit the project materials to the GBF Global Business Forum. And very lucky we get the first prize reward. This project changed my life. Before I went to CEIBS, I actually do not know much about this green power, like this carbon neutralization, this kind of concept. I think I'm very interested. It is, and this sector is good not only for me, it's also good for the whole society, for the country.
Right.
So it changed me a lot. And after graduation, I go to chase my career in this sector. And
that's an amazing story. Yes. Because one of the things I say to MBA students is that 3 mindsets are very important. One is having an entrepreneurial mindset.
Yes.
Be proactive, be innovative, be prepared to take risks. Have a collaborative mindset, work with other people, and have a global mindset. Look at what we can learn from other places, look for opportunities in other parts of the world. What can we take from where we are to other places?
Yes.
And what you did reflects all those 3 mindsets, isn't it? And I think it's actually a very good example of how to make the most of an experience like being at CEIBS, right? Nobody told you to do this.
Yes.
You did this through your own initiative.
Yes.
But it also changed your life, you said, right? So please tell me now about this part of your story, the post-CEIBS journey.
As MBA students, I think most of us, we have this kind of pursuit for entrepreneur experience. You need to make a choice which direction you want to go. Second, how you do this, how to become a entrepreneur, what kind of value you can make during your entrepreneur experience. So we go to my friend company in Xi'an, Shanxi province. This firm, they have a good and solid foundation of technology. This technology is like renewable energy products, like a turbine and compressors kind of products. But the lack of sales experience, the lack of management experience.
Right.
They are doing good, but not so good at that time. So we talk a lot, and by the end we take action to merge this company, to become a new one. We call the Shanxi New Energy Company. So we got the investment from the government. We got investment from the external investors. By now, we have finished just our second round of fundraising. Our company now evaluate it at 300 million RMB. Actually, we have just 30 engineers.
That's amazing.
Why the external funder want to invest us is from their perspective, they think you have a technology, you have a very good team, most important, you choose the right direction, which is good for the business, also good for the society.
Right.
It's very important.
Fantastic. It's really a great story. One of the things that I find with young companies, because they start with the opportunity, then they're trying to assemble the resources that they need, like people, like capital, both of these you mentioned. But also I think it helps to work with strategic partners. And sometimes that means working with established big companies. Tell me a little bit about that. Has that been important for your company?
Very, very important. Because as a new start companies, you lack of project experience, and the external field, they don't know much about this new company. So you need to collaborate with some big names to let the external companies know you are good at what you are doing, and those large companies want to cooperate with you. It's a very important way to show the society that you can do this well. Otherwise, the big names will not cooperate with you. So first, at 2013, at that time, we cooperate with MAN, and these very big names from Germany for like 3 years, which we developed the mutual technology foundations. And by now, we have also cooperated with Shanghai Turbine Generators, which is the biggest turbine producers in China. Why those big companies want to cooperate with very small and beginning companies? They need to also look at your technology and your team. At the beginning, it's very difficult for you to approach those big names. But as long as you have a very good technology, you show them that you have the right assets to do the business. It's very, very important. So after several times, they will know you, they will have opportunity to work with you.
I have a phrase for this, I call it dancing with gorillas, because from the startup's point of view, you have to be careful also when you're partnering with these big companies, but when it works out, it can be a great success for both, and you have demonstrated that very well. Alex, there are many, many things we can talk about, but I know your time is limited. So let my last question be this. We now get so many young MBA students who come in with aspirations to be entrepreneurs. And as you said, there are opportunities to pursue business ventures which also have societal impact, contribute to the sustainable development goals, like climate change. There's perhaps no bigger issue along with poverty alleviation. What advice would you give to young MBA students who want to be successful entrepreneurs like you?
So for me, I can see that first, as an MBA student, you must first know what is your real objective to pursue for your lifetime. This is very, very important. You either want to a very good opportunity, have a very high salary, or you want to become an entrepreneur. This is very important. You need to know what is your really want from your heart. because entrepreneur journey in China or all over the world is very difficult. But as an MBA, you need to be confident that you can do this. You can do this. So the first one is that you need to know yourself very perfectly. What is your advantage and what is your disadvantage? The second advice that by now, I think the renewable energy sector is very good. But for most of the MBA students, perhaps they do not have a lot of very solid technology resources. That's a fact we face on the CEIBS campus.
Right, as a standalone business school, that is.
Yes, yes, you are not a technology school, right? So how to resolve this problem? You can go to other cities or go to talk a lot of other firms to find those companies which have a very good technology foundations, but they lack of management or sales, this kind. So find this kind of company to talk with the founders very deeply, persuade the founders that you can do it better, and you can merge or acquire a company with a limited resource, because when we graduate, we do not have a lot of money. What you have is your personality, your frankness, and your experience. That's how I make this company from a very little company to grow to right now.
Very inspiring, and what you're doing is so useful as well, contributing towards clean energy through your turbine technology and systems. So all the very best, Alex.
Thank you.
Keep in touch with us at CEIBS, and we're very proud that you're one of our alumni.